Hello everybody, JT's Reviews here, and today we're going to be reviewing the Gillette Fusion 5. At long last, I am reviewing this razor, because I always wanted to review this razor since I started doing the shave series. Anyway, on the box itself, it shows that it's a 5-blader, and obviously you just get the handle and the razor blade with it. On the back, it shows that it's a 5-blade trimmer, 5-bladed razor. And it has a trimmer right there, and it even shows their done products on the back there that you can buy, like the shaving stuff. It even has information over who you can call if you have a problem or find out how crap it is. And on the side here it looks a bit like a DVD or VHS or whatever. If you don't know what that is, look that up. And it also says on the box, the best a man can get. Well, it better bloody be that, because this alone was 11 quid. You can get other bundles and they're like 15 something odd pounds, but this was the cheapest I could find. The blades themselves are dead expensive. They're about 13 quid, depending on where you get it from, for a 4-pack of blades. And compare that to the Harry's razor that we did a review on. The Harry's razor looks more cheaper right now in favour of this thing. So fair enough. Apart from that, nothing else to report with the box. Here is the razor itself. A very nice handle, nice and rubbery and all that, but the problem being is if you live near a fluff or whatever, it'll pick that up. Right here you've got a lubrication strip and a rubber guard protection thing at the bottom. I guess that's so you can flick that down and use the trimmer part. I don't know. I'm just going to be using the 5-blade. If you remember back on my intro, I actually did fling off the trimmer head bit. Nice weighty material, and if we take the guard off, I didn't realise I did that until I found out it wasn't there anymore one day when I was editing the videos. But yeah, not a bad handle, very nice. I see why people like the handle of the Fusion 5. It's very nice. It has a swivel head right there, quite a good swivel on it. And to change the blade, it's very simple. Press the button right here and the blade comes straight off like that. Oh, nearly cut myself then. And then to put it back on, obviously, just click it into place. Now this better be good compared to the Mach 3 because it's quite expensive, even more expensive than the Mach 3, so God knows how this is going to perform and all that. But as you can see, look, it says the Gillette logo there, and it has Fusion on the other side, which looks very posh, and a very nice grip, yeah, as I said, the trimmer bit I won't be using anyway, so it doesn't matter that that flung off. It's not going to impact it too much, but if you ever wanted to, you can actually use the trimmer part to trim up whatever, but I'm not going to do that in this video. So yeah, I'll be using Wilks & Sword shaving cream stuff. I'm not using any of their gimmick stuff. This is a gimmick enough on its own, and yeah, let's see how it performs. So let's give this Gillette Fusion 5 a go, or as we like to call it, let's have a shave. Using my shaving brush and the Wilks & Sword shaving cream. Let's wet the face. Doing this on a Sunday, not on a Monday, because I'm going to someone's house on Monday and going on train travel. Apparently a lot of things have happened, in certain areas of these train things, so who knows if I'm going to be delayed, but we'll see how it goes. That's train travel for you, they're either on strike or they're always late by a minute or 2 hours. Right. Be using the Wilks & Sword as well, shaving stuff when I travel. So I'll be editing on the fly, or I'll edit it or something like that and then upload it, I don't know. I feel, whatever I feel happy with, really. Now the Fusion 5, I believe is a 90s razor as well as the Mach 3, but I'm not sure, I could be wrong. It's a 5-blader with a little trim thing on it, and in my eye, not fond of having a trim part on a razor either. Neither am I so fond with the idea of it being a 5-blader too. Right, let's have a shave with the Gillette Fusion 5. Let's go. Tad bit rough to start with. Oh yeah, it sounds like a racing car when it zaps right through the bristles. That's interesting, that is. Oh wow. I see why people like this razor a lot. Seems to get the job done. Can be a bit rough, but I guess the lubrication strip's somewhat doing its job, I don't know. Well, it's zapping right nicely across the face there. I don't know if I nicked myself there, but a bit victorious with it. But the grip handle is not the greatest, considering I look forward to the grip handle. Somewhat slipping every so often around my hands, but I don't know. We'll see. Quite an expensive razor, as I said earlier on. 13 quid for a 4-pack of these blades. No blockages, so that's good. Let's have a second pass, shall we? Yeah, I nicked myself again like I did with the blue. Went a bit too victorious with it again. My own stupid fault. I take accountability for my own stupidity, you know what I mean. Okay. So the second pass with the Fusion 5. Seems okay. Not much else to say about this razor, it's pretty good. Even though I have shaved and cut myself, but I'm not holding that responsibility. Well, I am holding that responsibility, but you know what I mean. Now you would use the trimming obviously for your moustache and all that, but I don't bother with all that. Not really. But I will do it. So how did I get on with the Fusion 5? Well, I think it wasn't a bad razor. 13 quid's worth? Nah. But a pretty good razor all up, you know. Not bad grip, now and again it can slip in your hand and it sometimes twists, but it's an okay razor in my opinion. Let's do a fill pass very quickly. Going down, very, very smooth, as expected. Upways, really, really, really smooth. Sideways, again, never gets that right. So, what would I give this? Well, here's the thing. 13 quid for a 4-pack. And putting to mind you don't have a ton of, skin protection. It's not a bad razor, I have to say. I like the idea of the Ferrari kind of effect going across my face. That was pretty cool. Not clogged as such, but something tells me it could do. But, lubrication strip did the job, all that sort of stuff. What would I give this? I would say, this is a difficult one, this. I would probably give it a 9 or an 8 because it's not a bad razor. It's a bit expensive and it's not worth that, so I'm going to have to withdraw a point from it. So I say an 8 out of 10 this razor. Not bad grip, maybe a 7, but the razor performance around about an 8, maybe a 9, not bad. Yeah, so that's what I reckon to it. I think I'll give it an overall score of about 8 out of 10. Let's give it a nice fair score. 8 out of 10, not a bad razor. A few minor improvements with the grip handle and the fact it's a 5-blader, and I don't feel comfortable with 5-bladers, so I won't be using this as often in future. I'll probably use it up over time to get my money's worth out of this thing, so it was 11 quid this thing. But apart from that, not a bad shave. 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.